What is up, gamers? Stackswell's back at it again today with another video. Ton of crazy news coming out of the Lorcana scene lately. We have set 2 being spoiled. We have a ton of cards and mechanics, new art, things like that coming out of there. So we have a lot to go over there. We also have additional info on more waves, more product for set 1 being released. So without further ado, let's just go ahead and jump straight into it here. Alright, so this is being spoiled to us via IGN here. The set name is going to be Disney Lorcana Rise of the Floodborn. For those who don't know, Floodborn is like the keyword at the bottom of the cards here. Let's pull up an example. So like this giant Tinkerbell is a Floodborn. They say Floodborn on anything that's just a total reimagine of an existing idea. So normally Tinkerbell is very small little fairy. So in this total reimagine, in this Floodborn, we have the giant Tinkerbell. So we're going to expect just a lot of like kooky, wacky, crazy ideas in this set, I imagine. We also have the Honey Wizard Winnie the Pooh, which is probably a Floodborn, right? He's never been a Honey Wizard. So a lot of cool design space with the Floodborn keyword. And I'm really looking forward to what this set is going to have to offer us here. So we have 13 cards spoiled. Let's just go ahead and briefly go over all of them. This was the previously mentioned Winnie the Pooh, the Honey Wizard. Crazy art. I just am so in love with this. The design space, this makes me so excited for the future of Lorcana here. 5-drop, 5/5, lures for 2. Nothing particularly special here. Not a whole lot to get into. Just kind of a pretty middling card, honestly. It's in purple. Next card we have is Merlin, the Shapeshifter. This is a Storyborn card, so if a card is Storyborn, that just means it's pretty much pulled straight from the story. This is how Merlin appears in the movie, and this is how he's going to appear in the card game as well. 4-drop, 1/5, lures for 1. Whenever your opponent, or whenever one of your other characters is returned to your hand from play, this character gets +1 lore this turn. We could imagine that there will be more bouncing and things like that in this coming set. You know, without knowing other cards, it's hard to evaluate this one. It doesn't seem very good first glance. Next, we have Elsa, Gloves Off, Storyborn, Challenger 3, 4-drop, 3/4. This card is like very fine, nothing like super crazy here. I think the biggest takeaway is that it's a better Elsa that you could shift into. Like this card by itself isn't particularly good, but it's a great target to shift your bigger Elsa on top of. Particularly because, you know, you play her on 4, she needs to dry. On 5 you could challenge, then on 6 you could shift her. Seems fine, not like a perfect curve, not a perfect situation, but probably better than existing Elsa. The Sorcerer's Spellbook, this card seems kind of insane, especially being in purple. Just gain 1 lore. This is like in a red-purple mirror, like you can't stick a card very well because your opponent's playing Maleficent or Be Prepared or Dragon's Breath or something like this, or Dragonfire rather. So the Sorcerer's Spellbook is just like a way to stick lore and put your opponent on an immediate clock. I imagine this would be like a 2 or a 3 of in every red-purple deck, just to kind of shore up the mirror. This will definitely change the metagame in a big way. Red-purple being able to put each other on a permanent clock. Maybe this takes out the Broom package and things like that, as this deck probably won't be getting decked out anytime anymore. Mickey Mouse Friendly Faces is a 6-drop 1/6, lures for 3. With the ability Glad You're Here. Whenever this character quests, you may pay 3 less for the next character you play this turn. This card doesn't seem very good. If you're already on 6 mana, then you're probably not having a ton of issues paying for cards, right? Unless they're printing like 11 and 12 ink cards, then this seems kind of good. You're able to ramp to those much quicker than you're supposed to be able to, right? If they print another card similar to Just in Time, you may play a character with cost 5 or less for free this turn. Like if they printed something like this that let you cheat out Mickey even earlier than turn 6 to allow you to play your other like 6, 7, 8 drops quicker than expected, it would be fine. But given the current card pool, I'm pretty sure that this card is just quite bad, quite weak. Especially with a 1/6, like if he quests, your opponent's really able to trade into this for free. 1 damage isn't really threatening the life of any existing creatures in the game, really. We have a Yellow the Queen here. Let's see what it does. 5-drop, 4/3, lures for 2, shift 2. You may pay 2 to play this on top of one of your characters named the Queen. That's actually a really cheap shift. Wow, that's insane. Whenever this character quests, chosen opposing character gets -4 this turn, and chosen character gets +4 this turn. Okay, I mean, that really lets you trade up and things like that. If you're not shifting into this, it seems very understated. But shift 2 is kind of crazy. If there's a 1-drop queen and then you're able to play this on turn 2, that actually seems kind of crazy, especially like, I don't know, you're able to like trade other 1-drops into Simba and stuff like that with her effect, and then your guys stay alive and their guys don't. It seems kind of good. Lures for 2, like it seems, if you're shifting into it, it seems really broken. 0 to hero, we have a song here. Count the number of characters you have in play. You may pay that amount of ink less for the next character you play this turn. So it does really seem like, with the other Mickey being yellow and then this card being yellow, it seems like they're trying to shift the identity of yellow cards into like this ramping style, into like cheating out big characters. I guess it always kind of has been, like with cards like Just in Time, so this isn't like a new idea, I suppose, but it seems a little bit more pushed here. All right, next up here we have Cinderella the Stout-Hearted. I don't even know. 7-drop 5/5. Probably butchering the pronunciation on that. Lures for 3. Shift 5. And then we have the new mechanic here, Resist. So this is Resist 2. Damage dealt to this character is reduced by 2. So if you're attacking this character for 3, you're only really dealing 1 damage and putting one -1 counter on this card. Seems pretty good. That whole mechanic just seems a bit ridiculous to me if you're trying to play a fair game, right? I can't just play a red Aladdin and then attack this because, my damage would be reduced by 2. So she would kill my Aladdin wouldn't even kill her. And then I couldn't even finish her off with something like fire the cannons, right? I can't like Aladdin attack and then fire the cannons. Both will be reduced by 2. She'll still be alive. Wouldn't even work. Resist seems like a very good mechanic. Still does seem quite weak to spot removal, and there's a lot of spot removal in the game. Dragon's Breath, Let It Go, Maleficent, Green Genie, Mother Knows Best, things like that are still going to kind of farm this mechanic. But, when you're trying to play a fair game without spot removal, very broken ability, I think. She also has an additional ability, the Singing Sword. Whenever you play a song, this character may challenge ready characters this turn. It's definitely going to catch a lot of people off guard. Seems like a pretty decent card. I wouldn't say broken or anything, just because it is still weak to that spot removal, but I think Resist is a very, very powerful mechanic. Tiana, the Celebrating Princess. 4-drop, 1/4, lures for 2. This has Resist 2. While this character is exerted and you have no cards in your hand, opponents can't play actions. A weird kind of a lockdown card here. We haven't seen anything like that in Lorcana that I could think of off the top of my head. I don't think that this card's particularly good. Unless there's like some kind of action-based strategy going on in the future, maybe this does have some counter to play to the mill deck. What is it? Show me the world. They can't show me the world if you have no cards in your hand, I guess. But even if you had no cards in your hand, you kind of want them to show me the world. I don't know. It has some niche use cases, but there's no side deck in this game or anything like that, so I can't imagine this card's going to be seeing a lot of play. Gaston, the Intellectual Powerhouse. This is, of course, a Floodborn because, as we all know, Gaston is not an intellectual powerhouse. So cool, the flavor on this set. I really just can't stress that enough. This is a 6-drop 4/4, lures for 3, and has Shift 4. Whenever you play this character, look at the top 3 cards of your deck. You may put one in your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your deck in any order. That is Developed Brain. That's the name of the other card, too, right? Huh? Oh, the other one is called Develop Your Brain. Kind of cool, a little bit of a callback to that Develop Your Brain card. This card really does seem fine, particularly if you're shifting it out. I like everything about this card. It's going to slot right into those mid-range decks that are already playing these kind of abilities, like the yellow-blue mid-range or things like that. I imagine this will slot right into it. If there's other Gastons, you're constantly being able to shift this out. It's only going to get better. Seems fine. Belle, the Hidden Archer. This is cool. Like, the art on this is just sick. Like, she's got the roses as the arrows here. What does she do? 5-drop, 3/3, shifts for 3 and lures for 3. So if you're bringing this out on turn 3, this sounds kind of cool. Thorny Arrows, whenever this character is challenged, the challenging character's player discards all cards in their hand. That sounds broken, actually. This card sounds broken. This is broken. Particularly in, like, yellow-green decks, the aggressive yellow-green decks, like the Stitch Rockstar decks, the green cards all have effects that make you not want to challenge them. If you're playing this on 3 and you're just questing for 3 every turn, and your opponent, particularly like a red-purple player, does not want to challenge this because discarding your hand in red-purple is nearly a death sentence, particularly against aggro. So this is like a very, very strong card in general, but particularly very strong against red-purple. I am very, very impressed with this card. Not only the art, but the card. This card seems pretty broken. Dinner Bell is a 4-drop item. Taps, pay 2 mana, draw cards equal to the damage on the chosen character of yours, then banish them. We could assume there's a lot of banish energy then, because 2 of these spoiled cards here, we only have a handful of spoiled cards, there's what, 13 of them? 2 of them have to do with banishing Merlin and this. So it's very hard to evaluate this card without knowing what synergies we're going to get from banishing stuff. So I'll just put that on hold. Rhea, the Warrior of Kumandra, 4-drop, 5/3, quest for 1. This card's stats are terrible. I would never play it. Kind of underwhelming last card. That's all the cards we got for you guys today. Let's look at the promo art a little bit here, the package art. Art on the starter. Ooh, starter decks. I didn't even think about that. That's kind of cool. What is this? Blue, yellow? Okay, so we're getting different colors than we did before. Steel, purple. Very cool. We're getting new color combinations. New sleeves. Oh, that art is pretty sick. New mat. Yeah, the Honey Wizard Winnie the Pooh mat will probably go pretty hard. Yep, there you go. What is this? Is that the Beast? As a gargoyle? It's pretty sick. Hey, they're taking dubs out here. I like the direction they're going with this stuff. I really like it. And then I guess we're getting another product called the Disney 100 edition. And I guess it's just guaranteed to come with these 6 cards here. Oh, and some packs. Okay, so this is almost like a collector's trove or something like that. These 6 cards are the Small Elsa, Mickey, the new Mickey Mouse, the 8-drop Genie, Maleficent, the 8-drop Maui, and the 6-drop Stitch. Okay, not the most broken cards ever, but the art is pretty cool, pretty unique. I could see this stuff being worth money one day in the distant future, probably even in the immediate future, and then it'll fall off, and then it'll be worth money in the distant future as well. Pretty neat little product there. The article then goes on to say Ravensburg addresses Lorcana fan demand, and then a few quotes with the game developer here. Actually, they didn't address anything with fan demand here, so I don't even know why this is in the article. It's a whole lot of nothing. On Twitter here, the Disney Lorcana Twitter account did say that they were going to be additional booster product will be starting to arrive in North America local game stores in October. We're also reprinting Disney Lorcana the first chapter, which will be available starting Q1 2024 in North America and Europe. So there you go. There's no more misinformation out there. We have the direct quote from the Disney Lorcana Twitter. I see a lot of misinformation out there, so this is like from the horse's mouth. I really wouldn't trust much more info outside of this. What do you guys think of my evaluation of the cards? Am I off base on anything? Am I not giving something enough credit? They all seem pretty like bad or mid, except for Bell. Bell just seems busted, like actually broken. Am I off base on any of this? Am I missing anything? Let me know in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching. Later, gamers.